rich. Subscribe to Smoked Out Society with Havoc 3E. Like and share. Subscribe to Smoked Out Society with Havoc 3E. Like and share. Every single time. Sorry. Rich son. Girl, me forget rich. Go around the world while you fetish. Shelly don't live like the world this. Once after monkey bill and X-list. Plus like them, go the one now we get this. Yes, happiness money can buy. Make me tell you why I go me rich. Still want to get more money to subscribe to Smoked Out Society with Havoc 3E. Like and share. Real meaning I sweep the victory and build up my history. See what's big police hopes. Kill thing, private islands additionally. Girl, make we get rich. Go around the world while you fetish. She don't live like the world is. Once after monkey bill and X-list. Plus like them, go the one now we get this. Yes, happiness money can buy. Subscribe to Smoked Out Society with Havoc 3E. Like and share. Put you in a goal for World Cup the finance. Watch Panny and Wally by it, I could have my ranch. Do me a bad girl, I make a issue. Giants got a money, I make them trick you. Everyone me know I got the cash for you want me to. I just want with no antics. No extra there for piece of break price down and this China. That's where your panty, going from Pami. Next step on party. Get a youth life well happy. Subscribe to Smoked Out Society with Havoc 3. Like and share. Bugatti McLaren, I want to them calling. Can't make you get rich. Go around the world while you fetish. Shelly don't live like the world is. Once after monkey bill and X-list. Plus like them, for the one now we get this. Subscribe to Smoked Out Society with Havoc 3. Like and share. Subscribe Society with Havoc 3E. Like and share.
What's good, people? What's good? Welcome to another episode of Smoked Out Society. I am your host, Havoc 3E, man. What's popping, people? Y'all see it. Your boy Trump is in his feelings. He thought he was going to get this grand, lavish welcoming, and they shitted on him. Xi Jinping didn't even show up to greet that nigga. He said he wasn't going to waste his time. He literally told his people to tell Trump that he wasn't going to waste his time to come fucking greet Donald Trump. So your boy Trump is in his feelings. He got his butthole tore open. Like, yo, it is going bad right now, yo. It is getting really, really fucking bad. And Donald Trump don't realize, man, his time is come and gone, bro. He's about to be kicked out. Republicans are quitting. They don't even have the majority no more. That's the reason why Speaker Johnson keeps shutting down the motherfucking the House, because as soon as they really convene and open, they're gonna realize they don't have the fucking numbers anymore. They really don't. They've lost. People are retiring, people are quitting because they don't want to deal with the backlash and the bullshit that's coming in the midterms. Look, even though they try to fuck over Virginia after Virginians voted to go ahead and redistrict and everything, bro, it don't matter. It's the people who are upset with Donald Trump, and they the ones that pushed this. Think about it. It's the people. And that's why fucking shit's about to get crazy, bro. But like I said, we got it. I got it. I definitely got it. About to play the videos for y'all now and everything. Like, your boy is really fucking feeling some type of way that your boy Xi Jinping wasn't there to see him. Check this out. Fucking hilarious.
Donald Jeffrey Trump's arrival in China is already off to a rocky and pretty humiliating start, but that hasn't stopped MAGA from desperately trying to spin it into some sort of positive. And I really don't know which party should be more embarrassed in this situation, but maybe y'all can help me figure it out. You see, the MAGA humiliation ritual continued today for both the red cap cultists and their pedo president, as the latter was greeted with multiple nasty surprises from both China and his own mainland.
These are the ugliest numbers I have ever seen on inflation. And it's not just one poll, Johnny Berman. The 5 worst polls ever for any president. They all belong to Donald John Trump, and they have all occurred in the last month.
Even though MAGA mouthpieces online are doing their damnedest to spin this in the pedo prezzi's favor. Unfortunately for them, though, the facts and brutal memes being produced online tell a different story entirely. So, be sure to subscribe to join the Really American Resistance and share this around to piss off Trump and MAGA. And let's start abroad here, where mere moments ago, Trump landed in Beijing ahead of his high-stakes summit with President Xi Jinping. But critics soon noticed a key figure was suspiciously absent during Trump's arrival. You had friend and contributor to the channel Call to Activism reporting major breaking. Donald Trump has arrived in China to find that President Xi did not greet him at the airport. MAGA is in spin mode, heralding the red carpet treatment, but the visit is already at a rocky start. So naturally, after a humiliating snub like that for the president, the MAGA mouthpieces of the internet, like Benny Johnson here with the orange Cheeto dust rim around his lips, had to post things like this. So Benny Johnson, who, if you're unfamiliar with his work, I have a couple video recommendations on the screen for you here. He posts this side-by-side comparison video of Obama and Trump visiting China, saying when Obama visited China, he was forced to exit off the, quote, ass of Air Force One because they didn't even get stairs for him. Trump just got a red carpet hero's welcome with 300 students, yikes, waving flags and chanting. Hopefully those students are college students and not underage. It feels good to be respected on the world stage again, says Benny, which is ironic because even his own comment section had zero respect for Benny Johnson here. Harry Sisson posting a picture of Obama visiting China in 2014 saying, "You lie so much, it's sickening." Obama at the airport in Beijing, November 10th, 2014. The Green Dragon Tavern also saying, "They're rolling out the red carpet for Trump because he's about to sell us all out." Then you have more pictures from Obama's visit that are honestly look way more serious. I mean, look at the guard he had rather than what I assume is a bunch of children waving flags for the pedo president as he brings CEOs and business leaders to try to make deals with Chinese officials. You can see Elon.
Fucking embarrassing, bro. Absolutely embarrassing. Nobody respects our president right now. He's the fucking laughing stock right now. He is the laughing stock of the world. Look at this shit. Multiple videos of him getting shitted on.
Musk in the background there, you know, someone who famously begged Jeffrey Epstein to party on his private island. So sure, Benny, it feels great to be respected on the world stage. You had this person posting, "China understands how easily Trump can be dazzled by spectacle. They roll out choreographed parades, red carpets, and lavish ceremonies because they know he mistakes flattery for diplomacy. He will come back praising Xi as a great friend and bragging about how well he was treated, while the actual substance of his visit amounts to absolutely zero." Though that's not entirely true, right? There is some substance here in the president's visit. It's just not for anyone but himself. Foreign meetings for his family, private deals for billionaires. Meanwhile, the average American is standing at the gas pump calculating whether they can still afford groceries after filling the tank. You had Brian Krasenstein posting this earlier. Breaking new information is leaked indicating that in 2022, the president's oldest son, Hunter Biden, traveled with his father to China to meet President Xi while running a business that his father had the majority ownership in. Oops, never mind. That was Eric Trump today. And since MAGA doesn't like or know how to read, I'll have to do a bit of the heavy lifting here. Eric Trump's not a member of his father's administration. He's the executive vice president of the Trump Organization, the holdings of which include real estate properties and blockchain-based assets. A Trump Organization spokeswoman told Reuters this week that Eric Trump will be joining his father in a personal capacity as a supportive son. I'm sorry, the black sheep of the family that's gotten 0 ounces of love his entire life is there to be a supportive son? That's about as believable as Eric Trump, quote, does not have business ventures in China nor plans on doing business in China and will not be participating in private meetings. However, none of that is consolation to anyone concerned about the conflicts of interest that would come with Eric Trump's attendance. The trip creates all kinds of possibilities for deal making that could undermine the public interest. Who else do we know that undermines the public interest?
This gentleman on this side of the screen.
All right. So to what extent are Americans, saying that it's because of Donald Trump that they're seeing these numbers? And how has that sort of changed over time?
Yeah.
Yo, they just shitting on him, bro. They straight shitting on him, bro. Nobody fucking respects this man, yo. They just straight shitting. That's one video. Let me show you a different video of Donald Trump getting shitted on really bad. Like, that's the Midas Touch has one that's even worse. Here we go. Hold on, let me show y'all. This shit is crazy, bro. He is really in his feelings. Let me pull it up.
Donald Trump is panicking and he is livid as he arrived in China, and Xi Jinping was not there to greet him when Air Force One landed.
Salam alaikum. What's good, Truth Lady? How you doing, mama? Your boy Trump is in his feelings because nobody was there to greet his ass. Fuck him. That's what he gets.
Not only that, Xi Jinping did not send any top Chinese government officials to greet Donald Trump. Instead, Xi Jinping sent lower level ceremonial people from the government. And then he also sent a group of Chinese school children to wave in Donald Trump's face, mostly Chinese flags, some American flags. This was a greeting that showed that Xi Jinping did not care that the president of the United States was arriving for a purported state visit. Now, Donald Trump was very nervous walking down the steps of Air Force One. He was struggling step by step. He was holding on for dear life not to fall down the steps. Let me show you what went down. This clip is going viral right now as Donald Trump struggles to get down the stairs of Air Force One. Let's play it.
I mean, y'all see that? He talked so much shit. He talked so much shit about Biden, and the nigga could barely fucking walk down one step without holding on to something. At least Biden made the effort to go down the middle of the step before he had to grab onto something. This motherfucker didn't even make the effort. As soon as he started moving, he went down. He started fucking grabbing onto the thing. I tell you, this shit's embarrassing. Oh, you watching it on TV? That's what's up, Truth Lady.
Now, let me show you an angle of the school children right here that Xi Jinping sent to wave, again, mostly Chinese flags in Donald Trump's face. This is what Donald Trump was greeted with, Chinese school children, not Xi Jinping. Here, play this clip. show you more B-roll of Donald Trump struggling down those stairs. Again, you can see him holding on to the handle for dear life right here. I just find it so interesting that he would always mock former President Biden.
Exactly. What did I just say to y'all?
And Donald Trump just looks so much worse. So weak, so frail, so pathetic looking. No Xi Jinping, no top level foreign minister there. Here's how state regime media, which calls itself Fox, tried to spin this. And then they admit, oh, it looks like Elon Musk is there. Who else is there? This is how state regime tried to spin it. Here, play this clip.
You know, the president comes in, I think that's Elon Musk right there, I do believe, just behind there. Yes, right in front of the ambassador, David Perdue. So we'll try to pick out a few others. Eric Trump and Laura Trump. We mentioned that a moment ago. So
tomorrow's the bilat, and then he is going to tour some important places. And then on Friday, before they leave, is the tea, and then there is the lunch. These are participants. These kids apparently include 10 American expatriate children that were selected by Chinese organizers to make the president feel warmness of home. You can see the beast is leaving.
Now, as former Ambassador Luis Moreno explains, no Xi, no foreign minister, just bells and whistles and lower ranking folks. As someone who has done more than a few POTUS visits abroad, that doesn't happen unless someone, Xi Jinping, is sending a message to Donald Trump.
Basically, Xi Jinping is letting Trump know you a fucking nobody. You a nobody. You ain't nobody special anymore. Yo, the entire world is disrespecting Donald Trump. Yo, as much as I hate to say this, this is embarrassing. Let's keep it real, people. This is embarrassing to us, yo. No one right now is respecting us. We are getting no respect from nobody. I mean, absolutely nobody is respecting us. As long as Donald Trump is the president, they're going to continue to shit on us. No one's going to respect us. No one is going to take us serious. This shit is sad, bro.
I mean, you had David Perdue there, which Donald Trump's ambassador to China over there. You had China's ambassador to Washington there. You had a vice minister there, but none of the top level people were there. And this is what Donald Trump posted as he was arriving in China. And then he's gone radio silent since he landed. He just wanted everybody to know as he was on the plane heading to China that CNBC incorrectly reported that the great Jensen Huang of NVIDIA was not invited to the incredible gathering, but he's going to be there with all of these CEOs. Now, Donald Trump is so paranoid. He has such imposter syndrome. He knows that he is so weak and frail when negotiating with Xi Jinping that Donald Trump is surrounding himself, and he's so insecure that he's surrounding himself with all of these top-level CEOs. He thinks that's going to make him look strong, but it's making him look so utterly weak and pathetic. I mean, you can see Elon Musk in the background. You can see some of these other CEOs that were there. Also, you had Eric Trump and Lara Trump there. Now, Eric Trump runs the Trump family businesses right now. I'm sure going there to scoop up some more business opportunities for the Trump family, in my opinion, continuing to use the office for quid pro quo. That's my opinion. You had MAGA Republican Congress member James Comer, though, and all the MAGA sycophants this morning, you know, saying, I can't think of any better person to be leading these negotiations right now than Donald Trump. Play this clip.
There's so much on the table, and I can't think of a better person to lead the negotiations than President Trump. China has already received the message that the United States is serious with all the tariffs that have been slapped on China. And if I were President Xi, I would worry if this is an unsuccessful summit after 2 days, that China could be faced with even more tariffs from the United States.
No, I think that's a great point.
The American people definitely disagree with that. Donald Trump's approval at all-time lows. Never have we had a president this weak, this unpopular, doing a trip abroad. I mean, Donald Trump's less popular than Nixon at the time that Nixon resigned. Here's how Harry Enton on CNN described it this morning regarding Donald Trump's approval. Let's play this clip.
We've been talking about inflation. We've been talking about the president's approval on it, which is not good. Our new poll shows that people are very unhappy with the economy, with inflation, with this handling of inflation. On a historical perspective, though, how much don't they like how he's handling inflation?
These are the ugliest numbers I have ever seen on inflation. And
That's
it's
crazy.
not just one poll, Johnny Berman. It's many polls. Just take a look here. President's net approval on inflation. The 5 worst polls ever for any president. They all belong to Donald John Trump, and they have all occurred in the
That's
last month.
crazy.
The CNN poll, one of them, 48 points below water on the net approval rating. So what we're talking about here is the worst numbers ever in multiple polls now belong to the president of the United States, Donald Trump. It is a record, simply put, you do not want to have.
The 5 worst polls ever.
5 worst polls ever.
Joe Biden's not in there?
Joe Biden's
Jimmy
not.
Carter's not in there?
Jimmy Carter's not in there.
All Donald Trump?
All Donald Trump. The 5 worst ever belong to this gentleman on this side of the screen.
And by the way, here's how they're referring to it, or here's how they're discussing it on Canadian TV right now about how weak it looks when Donald Trump has been arriving to China. Let's play this clip.
I imagine, though, that there are people in China who are wondering how the U.S., who should have had every advantage in this war that it started, is getting bogged by a much more.
That is an American tradition, I hate to tell you.
Whether you're planting now or later, fast growing trees and so much more, I get hit with the smoke. Actually thrive today.
0.8% highest since
this morning. Acknowledge Johnson, Republicans
today. Offer is valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions may apply.
Skip that
Check out the
commercial,
link
people.
below or in the show notes and support the show.
Look, even MAGA Mike Johnson, Republican Speaker of the House, gave an interview with state regime media, which calls itself Fox this morning, acknowledging just how bad things are. Let's play this clip.
got up to not great news today when it comes to inflation, up at 3.8%, highest since 2023. So for a 40% spike in terms of food prices, grocery prices, core inflation, those numbers are up. Mostly has to do with energy. It can't be the great surprise, but certainly not good news.
Not good news, and real families are feeling that, and we're keenly aware of it, very sensitive to it here in Congress. We put together all the pro-growth policies in the big, beautiful bill, the Working Families Tax Cuts, to allow the U.S. economy to take off like a rocket, and we were doing that prior to the conflict in Iran. So now we've got to settle that out. The Strait of Hormuz is the big one.
Then he was asked questions later during a press conference this morning about Donald Trump's ballroom. Should the final bill that y'all are talking about, you know, this government funding bill, should it explicitly rule out $1 billion to Donald Trump's ballroom? Doesn't seem like the American people are into ballrooms right now. What say you, MAGA Mike Johnson? Here, play this clip.
Love that question. I mean, the Trump administration has repeatedly argued before that the ballroom itself is part of the security apparatus. So should the final bill explicitly rule out funding for the ballroom itself? I mean, do you think that would smooth over some of what you say is this false narrative that's developing?
Look, again, I don't have the pen in the Senate. They're writing the bill. We'll see what we get. But I think the president has been abundantly clear. He is excited about building a ballroom with private funding, not taxpayer funding.
Apparently, it's not working, though.
Says that as we enhance the White House grounds and the modernization there, that obviously we have to think differently about security. We live in a very dangerous time, and there are new and increasing threats that we have never faced before. And so Congress has a role in funding that, and we'll have to see how it all works out. Yes, sir.
Then you had other Trump sycophants this morning trying to distract from Donald Trump's horrible trip to China. Like you have MAGA Republican Congress member Andy Ogles. He says, my little ones, my kitties, they have nightmares. They're afraid that their daddy is going to be taken away by big bad Biden. Like it's a direct quote here. Like play this guy's clip. Play this clip.
Yo,
Let's play it.
So you know what's so crazy about these people? Biden hasn't been in office for God knows how long, and they still, they still going after Biden and Barack Obama. Leave them motherfuckers alone. Let them dudes live out their final days in peace. Oh my God, I can't wait for this Trump administration to get the fuck out so we can get back to normal, man. These people are crazy, man.
Give me your phone.
We're dealing with a bunch of fucking nutbags, man.
Spent the last 2 years working.
I don't even want to see this shit no more, bro. Yo, I can't wait, man. It's the quicker we can get Trump out of the White House, we can get back to you. Is why I don't understand, bro. This shit is bonkers, bro. This is straight bonkers. This shit don't make no sense what's going on, bro. This shit is wild, bro. Let's see what's going on over here with this right here. Here we go. We got Trump admitted to some shit. I don't know what he just admitted to, but this just went viral right now. Let's see what fucked up this again, bro.
Admitted it. He admitted it on camera, and now the GOP is having to answer for it. And late last night, Donald Trump made it even worse by tweeting nonstop some things that are truly crazy that the president of the United States is focusing on. On one tweet, he actually called for a staffer to be fired. He even forgot who the staffer is, and the staffer is not really a staffer. And as I said, Donald Trump admitted something that I believe the GOP is going to wish he never said out loud. He's going to wish he never said out loud. Now, this moment here yesterday, I guess, got Donald Trump really upset. It made me upset for a different reason, but here that is real fast.
Okay, here's where we are. The vote is about over. The secretary has to get with the president on the China trip. I'm going to ask Senator Murkowski to wrap up. And thank you all for being here.
Baldwin, Shaheen, and Kennedy. Baldwin, Shaheen, and Kennedy still have questions. Wrap up after.
Hold here.
This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about right here. See, this is the shit I'm talking about. This fucking dude should be sitting in a retirement home, not trying to run this fucking country. People, you see this shit? This is what we're talking about. Why do we got people like this trying to run the country when the generation that's here, he don't understand it? This man should not be in power anymore. This is embarrassing. Look at this shit. There needs to be an age limit for politicians, man. This is egregious right now, man. This is absolutely egregious, disgusting, and embarrassing.
Obviously, there's not a whole lot of time for a second round, so we'll get through everybody. And
all right, so that made Donald Trump really mad because that person there told Mitch McConnell that there are still some people who needed to ask questions. Now, this made me upset for a different reason. It made me upset because what do you mean that this is someone who represents the United States at the highest level? What do you mean? This man should be playing with his grandchildren. He should be living a nice life, retired somewhere. This is not an appropriate way for someone to act when we need the best of the best representing us in Congress in the United States. So that made me really upset. The fact that he's clearly like not fully there. Sorry. And I know people get mad at me when I point this out. It's not ageist. It's realist. I'm just looking at what I'm seeing with my own two eyes. Now, there are people who are in Congress who are completely capable and are older. And that's okay. I think it's good to have a little bit of both. But this is clearly past the point.
This fucking dude is gone, bro. Get out of here. That's fucking embarrassing. They take shit like that the rest of the world and they look at it and they fucking laugh. That shit's fucking atrocious. That's embarrassing. Come on, man.
Of usefulness. And I would just say to anyone who feels that they need to be in a power, you need to be, first off, you're not the only one who can do this. It's not that hard. It's an easy job in terms of what you got to do. A lot of it is just communicating to the public, voting, and a lot. Secondly, you're hurting your own legacy by staying in office for so long. Now I'm focused on Mitch McConnell right now. There's a lot of Democrats who've done the same thing. In fact, I think the past 5 or 6 deaths of people in Congress have been Democrats. So it's a problem on both sides. Sorry for the little rant. I can't stand that.
Shit crazy. I had to pause it because this shit was acting crazy. I don't know if y'all got to see it. I had to pause it real quick. I had to pause it because, yo, he has a good point, bro. He has a legit gripe, man. It's just embarrassing, bro. We need to change a lot of things in America, yo. Believe it or not, I think there should be an age limit on driving. I think it's sorely needed. It's just for certain jobs and certain positions and certain aspects of life, we have to restructure. We have to restructure and change the rules, man. That's why this country is not where it's at. We're all over the place. Why? Because you know what? We got people in leadership positions that don't understand the people that they're leading. That's what it is. And I'm going to keep it 100. I got kids. And it's going to come to a point I'm not going to understand the shit and the lives and things that my kids do. Because what they do in their time is way different from what we did in our times. Let's keep it 100. As times go on, things change. People need to understand to fall back and look at the world differently now. These kids these days that are growing up and becoming grown men and women, they're different. They're being raised in different time when life is different. And we can't have people like this in leadership position anymore. That worked back then. It don't work no more. And that's why the world, I think the United States specifically, is failing.
Getting reelected. I just don't. Anyways, all right. That's probably for another matter. But it got Donald Trump in his feelings too, for a slightly different reason. He said this. The guy that came up to Mitch McConnell today when McConnell thought the hearing was over and started speaking in his ear for Mitch to belatedly introduce some other people, all Democrats, and by doing so made Mitch look foolish and completely out of it, should be immediately fired. This was a case where Mitch wasn't confused. He just didn't understand why he was being asked to do something when it was too late and people were wrapping up to leave. And then he names this person. His name is Robert Kareem. He is a never Trumper and was grandstanding, trying to show how important he is. Kareem has tremendous Democratic support, far greater than he should have, and he is praised relentlessly by Obama's people. Okay. It is insane for the president of the United States to use his megaphone to attack someone who is just doing their job. What's also insane is Donald Trump, he's not a staffer. Donald Trump nominated him to be in this position. President Donald Trump today announced his intent to nominate the following additions to his administration. One of them was Robert Story Kareem of D.C. to be Assistant Secretary of Defense. So Donald Trump knows who this guy is, or maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe the mind is also slipping for Donald Trump. Maybe he didn't like seeing what happened to Mitch McConnell because he could see it in himself. And so an attack on someone like that is really attack his own ego. Here's Mitch McConnell falling down.
My name is Stella. I want to ask, do you support ICE taking working people off the streets and kidnapping them?
I watch that whenever I'm feeling a little down. I watch that. Sorry. Now, Donald Trump is in heat too because he said this.
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Wow.
That is the sound of 1,000 Democratic strategists
Wow.
firing up the ad department and cutting as many ads as possible to show that Donald Trump doesn't care about Americans' financial situation. But
there you go, people. That's your fucking answer. That's your president of the United States of America. You heard it clear as day right there. What he said, what he feels about the American people. I'm telling you, this shit is crazy, bro. You can't fucking. If 5 years ago we would say that we would be with a president who was doing the shit he was doing and get away with it, we would laugh at each other. But like, you fucking retarded. Get out of here. Ain't no fucking way they let anybody do that. Guess what? It's happening. This is a new norm, people. And until Donald Trump is removed, we're going to be going through some wild shit, people. We're going to really be going through some wild shit. And with that being said, I got to get up out of here. My daughter got cheer, dance practice. My son got football practice. I got to do my dad stuff. I'll see y'all later, people. Once again, this is the world we live in, man. This is the new norm. And I feel like I said it. We need to put an age limit on certain positions, certain fucking jobs, because you know what, man? It's getting bad. It's getting bad. And Donald Trump, for all the shit you said about Joe Biden, at least Joe Biden would try to attempt to walk down them shits in the middle, not holding no pole, my man. Step your weight up. With that being said, I'm having 3E. Oh, shit, what the fuck happened? Somebody, okay, yeah, here we go. I'm having 3E. I'm out of here, yo. Smoked Out Society.